I wanted to let you guys know what it takes, what I did to overcome gang stalking, to beat the program, to beat the matrix. And I know a lot of you are mad right now saying that there is no way out, there's no way to beat it, it'll never stop, and blah, blah, blah. I'm not willing to believe that or accept that. And I think that's what got me out of it. Because not only did I overcome, the foot level, there's so many levels to gang stalking and being a targeted individual, and so many different variables involved. It's insane. And I got hit with every single level. Like, it was on a mental level, it was on a spiritual level, it was on a civilian level, it was on a systematic level, it was on a police level, it was on a government level. It was like, and I'm getting hit on from every entity, every angle, and it's intentional. And it wasn't just everybody goes through this is just life and blah blah blah. And no, I was getting picked off, I was getting targeted for multiple reasons, that I've made multiple videos about, that got over 63,000 views on some of my gang stalking videos that I made years ago. And I thought that that would even put me even, make it even worse, but it actually made it go away. And then I started learning skills. I started learning ethical hacking, security penetration testing, cybersecurity. I started gaining leverage in a way that made me powerful over the people that are trying to target me and oppress me. But it's a long road, and I want to go over a little bit of what I actually had to do. I went through homelessness for almost a decade, okay? Like, then I had to learn how not to get annihilated um, by the program when you end up in poverty, poor, homeless. That's when they got you. Now the system will chew you up and spit you out. You'll end up dying out there in the street, because the system is designed to keep you down once you're down, literally, structurally, systematically, by design. It's not a conspiracy anymore, it's factual. Um, so when I was homeless, for years I was homeless, going living at the shelters was not an option. This made it possible to target me further. My food could get poisoned. The staff were messing with me mentally, mental abuse, gaslighting, using their power over me, falsely kicking me out, making things up. It was psychotic. All I was trying to do was get out of the circumstances I was in. I was trying to work my way up, get a job, get a place, establish myself. I had a plan, and all I was trying to do was execute that. And I was getting picked off on every level from the same entities that claim to be there to help, like the government and all these other places that, oh, there's housing here, oh, there's help with an income here, there's employment office over here, there's all this stuff. And it wasn't the case when I actually went to these places and I tried to go through the process to get myself out. But anyways, it showed there is some evil inside a society and the system, and if you're not a part of it, it'll pick you off and pick you apart and attack you viciously. It's complete insanity. I don't know, the system is completely corrupt, and so is the ideology of society. But anyways, I had to go through homelessness. I had to learn how to become homeless. I had to go in a tent and go, sleep out of a tent instead of go to a homeless shelter. I had to walk 40 minutes every single day to go get a shower. 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back, every single day. That's like 2 hours walking plus hours and hours walking to go get resources, trying to figure out how to, get yourself out of this situation. And you're trying to go find places to eat and shower and look for housing and employment and all this other stuff. It's exhausting, and the system knows that by statistics. Like, and it's not realistic. It's inefficient. There's no way. Once you go through it, you'll realize that there's no way to get out of this. So I had to start mastering everything. So to improve my quality of life, I had to go into a tent and be in a tent, and I actually made sleeping better. My health was improving because I'm in nature. I'm waking up with the sun and going to sleep with the sun. um, it made me less able to be attacked and targeted because it's hard to get near me. I'm in the forest. I'm posted up in nature all the time. How are you gonna get near me? How are you gonna direct energy weapons at me? How are you gonna try to fuck with me or do anything to me, right? They used bylaw in the city in the police to try to obviously pick you off when it comes to that. Just trying to be in the forest, they'll try to find you and throw your tent out in the garbage and fine you and say that you can't sleep anywhere and tent anywhere and you can't do anything. And the shelters are always full. But anyways, going outside leveled me up. Doing the tent thing, being outside in nature leveled me up, leveled my health up, my mental health, made me harder to attack, harder to target. Then the entire time that I was homeless for years, I learned an entirely new skill. I learned security penetration testing, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, right? Using Kali Linux commands, learning Linux, learning networks, computer systems, computer science. Like, I'm learning this stuff while I'm homeless, going to the library every single day on my phone until the point where I could, um, you know, leverage the system to get a check so I could get a laptop. Then I could start trying to do my thing and figure out how I can make money and how I can utilize the internet to leverage myself. And it worked out. I've made a bunch of money. I've been able, well, not a bunch of money, but like, $100 here, $100 here, $100 here. But that's crazy. That's insane. Somebody that came from poverty, that, you know how hard it is to work for $100 bill? You gotta work like 8 hours a day. It's like slave labor to get that. Like, that's insane. So the fact that I was able to generate $100 and then another 100 and then 300 here, like over, years, then it started to happen like monthly. Then I was like a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. Just a little bit to eat here and there to be able to make it through the month and have groceries. But I did that. And I did that from a position of defeat, homelessness, being targeted by the system, going through every level of gang stalking. Like there was white cars, there was like 20 of them pulling up at the same time, stop in the middle of the road. They all start going, fucking stop, and then go in different directions and just disappear. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck was that, right? Like, that shit wasn't happening to me most of my, like, why is this shit happening? So anyways, it kept going and going, and then every single play, I'm blackballed from everywhere. I went to a restaurant and they just said, hey, you gotta leave. And I'm like, why? I'm like, I haven't even been here before. I'm like, you guys don't know me, I don't know you guys, never been here before, this is the first time in town. And they're like, sorry, you're not welcome here. And I'm like, who are these people? Like, how do you know me? I was even kicked out of a club back in the day. I went to a club, and as soon as I sat down, I bought a bunch of drinks for me and everybody else when I was younger. And all of a sudden, the bouncers came up and said, the club owner doesn't want you here. And I'm like, how the fuck does the club owner know who I am anyways? Like, who the fuck is it? Who is this guy? Right? So anyways, it's like, I've been going through being targeted like this and just blackballed and blacklisted everywhere I go. The shelters were kicking me out. They were targeting me. They were trying to poison me. I found a piece of glass in my food. Like, it was insane. They're trying to kill me. Like, people were trying to drug me. Like, the police were trying to frame me. They're calling me. They're saying that I'm doing this and that. They're harassing me. Like, I was being targeted by the RCMP. Like, it was crazy. Government entities started fucking with me. Like, the government started sending me bills in the mail that I don't owe them for thousands of dollars. I'm like, and it wasn't no fraud. There was no fraud detected or anything. It was just them saying that I owe them for the health insurance, even though that Canada is a place that where we get free health. Like, it was insane. And I'm just like, bro, like, obviously this is intentional. Like, so I want to show you that I went through every level. I wanted to kill myself. I was homeless. I was starving to death. They cut my incomes off. They made it so I was in complete misery. The only thing that got me through was God and my faith in God. And God paved the way for me. He showed me the way. He showed me the advantage in technology, the internet, the hacking and stuff. He gave me a perspective that I didn't have previously that made me believe that I could overcome all this stuff. And God was protecting me at the same time, deflecting all the attacks off of me to give me some time because I'm doing the right thing. I'm going to nature. I had to do things that were difficult to do. I had to learn to survive outside in nature years and for years, you know. I had to learn how to survive in the streets around, all kinds of dangers and dangerous people for over 10 years, you know. Most of my life I've been in the street. So it's like I survived everything. I acquired so many skills, communication skills. I wasn't a YouTube guy. I was never somebody to go on a YouTube video. I was a rapper and I was a gangster that used to sell drugs. I was chilling around gangsters. We don't pull our phones out and record ourselves. And if they caught me doing that, they would think I'm a snitch and they would beat the fucking brakes off me for no reason just because they think I'm talking too much. Like, you can't be, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been through everything in life. And it's like, I just want to show you guys that what it takes. I had to move all the time. I went from one side of the country to the other side of the country, then from that side of the province to the other side of the province. And then I moved again just to trick the whole system again. I was like, what? Boom, boom, boom. I'm moving around. I'm like playing basketball. I'm ducking and weaving. You can't even, I'll break your ankles. You know what I'm saying? You can't even catch up to me. Like, I'm just a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I am not attached to material things. I don't give a fuck about having a place. I already had a condo 5 minutes away from the ocean. I've had places, jobs, money, women, social status. I was a rapper. Everybody knew who I was. I was cool. I was on the radio, my music. Like, I was like in there. Anything that somebody would want out of society and out of this whole fucking thing, I was milking it. And my heart changed, and I just don't want to participate in corruption, and my desires changed, and God changed my intent. So bottom line is, now I stick to nature. Stay near nature. Stay away from the system. Stay away from, like, even when you're homeless and you have to go to these places to eat, find a more efficient way to do it. Find the churches and find other places that aren't the main spots to eat where everybody else has to go. I'm telling you, there's a way to do this strategically. I've done it. Instead of having to go to the corrupt place to go shower and go eat there, jump in the ocean, go on Amazon, get a $10, $5 friggin' camping shower. Tent near the ocean every day, fill it up with water, hang it from a tree, shower outside. Don't go to these sick places that people are sick. The energy's sick. It's gonna make you sick. They're poisoning you through the food. Bro, I'm telling you, there's ways to do it, and I did it. As somebody that didn't even have no job, they could cut me off. I finessed everything, bro. Like, you don't get it. Everything is an opportunity. It's either a curse or an opportunity. You can flip it. I'm telling you, any tragedy in your life, you can flip it into something that's a beneficial skill. You can turn curses into blessings. That's how it works, bro. I'm telling you. So it's like, I had to go through shit, fucking crazy shit. I had to switch the game up. I had to sleep outside. I had to go town to town to town to throw off the fucking program so it couldn't catch up to me. I had to learn how to be anonymous online, learn how to hack, and then fucking become such a threat where I'm getting, 60, 70,000 views on a video, thinking that I'm really going to get targeted. Now everybody knows who I am. And it all went away, and the attacks started losing their power mentally, spiritually against me. The health attacks, like everything. I'm sure I was getting annihilated by energy weapons the entire time and just didn't even notice it because my health was already failing. Anyways, from stress, from going through the life that I went through. I've been battling and going through war since I was a kid, the whole time in the street. So it's like, bro, there's levels to this, and you got to keep fighting, and you got to keep advancing, learning, moving. Never stay stagnant, never stay still, never attach yourself to material things. I've left places and went back to homelessness intentionally, strategically, methodically, to avoid falling into a trap that the system plays for me. Literally forced myself back into homelessness to literally improve my mental health, improve my health and my spirituality, to be in nature, even though when I could have had a place, but I'm paying all my money to the rent and then starving to death all month. It's actually smarter to be homeless and get healthy and be more active and have a full amount of money, or whatever money that you can get, and not have to put it all to rent. You know what I'm saying? Utilize the money, live outside in an efficient way, and then stack your money and do something significant with it. I did that. Like, I was homeless doing this, like going to the library every day learning how to hack until I started making money off of it. I made an online course. Now I have an online business. Now I've made multiple online businesses, but it takes money to make money too. So I'm still trying to find a way to make more revenue and use that to advertise my businesses and grow and develop and scale them to the point where I am actually financially free and I do escape the matrix financially and gain more power over my life. And that's coming from a place where I had no power over my life because of this fucking program, because of the gang stalk, because of the targeting from the government, from the law, from people, civilians, foot soldiers, all kinds of crazy shit. People fucking with my files, my medical file, fucking with my income, stopping me from getting jobs, like fucking trying to frame me, false charges against me, cops looking for me, thinking I have a gun, they're saying, and they're gonna, probably gonna shoot and kill me. I avoided all that shit. I moved around, boom, 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 town to town to town. Jesus used to do that too. He didn't even have a home. He slept under trees. Son of man has no place to rest his head, but the birds have nests and the bees have hives and all this stuff that I was talking about in the Bible. I was remembering that. I was like, yeah, that's the way God intended it for us to be, like that, living in nature, outside, mobile, detached from all the things that can make you more targeted by the enemy, which is the devil. And this is his program. That's what you don't know. For those that don't believe in God, don't believe in the devil and everything, they stand no chance against this program because they already are limited in their perspective. They already have to figure the first part out. And this is spiritual. And it's critical to have a relationship with God. And it's critical to go further and past yourself, learn things outside of your comfort zone and do things that you can't do, that you can't do. I did things that I know I can't do and I never could do and never did do, and there's no way I could do. I did it anyways. That's crazy, bro. I beat everything. I beat the streets. I beat jail. I beat addiction. I beat alcoholism. I beat homelessness. I beat everything. I beat gangstalking. I beat everything, bro. The law, people trying to kill me, fucking hits on my head. I beat everything. Seriously. And you know what? All glory to God, because it was only the knowledge of God that I learned in the Bible and the spirit that God gave me to make me this way. And God led me, and he moved things out of my way, out of my pathway, and enemies, he destroyed them before me. He made my way. He did. And that's how the first step is to literally develop a relationship with God, to even start the ability to defend yourself against this program or against the targeting or the system or the satanic slave system. This is Satan's system, man. This is biblical. So anyways, God gives you the knowledge and the wisdom and the ability to overcome. Go to God for your knowledge, for that information. He will extend your abilities, and you'll be doing things that you thought you never could do, man. Like me, I can't even believe it. But there's more and more power that I'm gaining by learning this stuff and doing what I'm doing. I'm able to generate income now. That's the first in my life. I used to have to sell crack. I used to sell coke. I used to sell ecstasy. I used to sell weed. I used to rob people. I was like that. I was a victim to the system, to poverty, and the way I grew up in the environment I grew up in. And I defeated it. Beat all the odds. Everybody else died. They all went to jail. They all overdosed from drugs. They got folded. I'm the only one still going, still finding a way. All the TIs, they don't even believe me anymore. They don't want to talk to me no more because I'm showing. I used to be like them and just victimized and just like, oh, there's no way out of this. Like, I have to kill myself. Like, this is so much. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going to fucking kill everybody. Like, I was losing my fucking mind, and that's what the program wanted. It was succeeding, and I changed my mind. I just said, you know what? Fuck you. I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm getting annihilated right now, but you know what? I'm going to act like it's not even fucking affecting me. And just from doing that, changed everything. The law of attraction. I just manifested what I decide. I just decided otherwise because I was going through so much trauma that I couldn't fucking take it no more. I was either going to have to kill myself or I was going to have to just get like that, level up mentally and spiritually to the point where it's immaculate. And I just said, yeah, I changed my mind. What? And just everything just started bouncing off me, and I started tapping into God more. I started praying to God. I started doing everything right, repenting. All of a sudden it all went away. It can't touch me no more. And I was like, okay, this is proof that I'm going the right way. God is doing this. This is me and God. He's not going to let me get completely destroyed unless I'm participating in sin and evil and doing things that are an abomination to God, then yeah, you put yourself at risk of the enemy destroying you, and you're wondering why you're getting picked off, and then it turns you bitter, and then you blame God, you get mad at him because you're getting annihilated, but it's really your own participation in worldly ways and sin. You have to detach yourself. You have to leave it behind. And that's the same thing with everything. You have to leave everything behind. You cannot attach yourself to an apartment, to this system. You have to be able to live outside. You have to learn how to be in nature all the time and survive and live out here for years, for summers, by yourself, and learn how to deal with that isolation by tapping in to God and reading the Bible. It'll strengthen you, you know. But there's so many levels to this, and I had to go through so many things, and it almost killed me so many times, this program. I've never experienced anything like it in my life. It was a complete annihilation in every single angle, on every single level possible humanly. And it's just like, this is why people, you just get devoured, right? But it's like, nah, man. If it wasn't for God and me going to God and learning the ethical hacking and advancing and just pushing harder and just smashing and fighting back to all this shit, I would have fucking got destroyed, dominated, just annihilated. Excuse me, but like, man, I'm telling you, the ethical hacking levels you up 10 levels. First, God is number one. Number two, start doing things outside of yourself. That's why I'm teaching what I'm teaching. So I got more stuff coming on this channel, and I want you guys to see it. And I'm telling you, click the link in the description of this video to my Patreon. Look at the memberships that I have for what I'm teaching when it comes to the ethical hacking. Not only learning how to hack, but you're also learning how to defend yourself and protect yourself. And you're learning the most technical ways to be secure. There is a way to do it, be completely anonymous, completely secure, to not be able to get hacked. There's a way to do it. It takes a lot of effort. And if you don't want to get annihilated by the program anymore, by gangstalking, you're going to have to level the fuck up, which means you're going to have to go outside. You're going to have to live outside. You're going to have to abandon your apartment. You're going to have to move town to town to town for fucking 3 years straight, like I did, strategically, and then all the way back around to the point where I had to force them off into another path because they were exerting all of their resources and all their energy and all their whatever finances, budget that they have to, run campaigns against you. They started running out of resources trying to catch up to me because I was exerting their resources intentionally, because it takes resources to do what they're doing, to follow you around, and to use energy weapons against you, to harass you, to uh, infiltrate every aspect of your life digitally, and violate your privacy. It takes effort, it takes resources, it takes money, it takes technology, it takes a lot of shit. So if you keep moving around, they got to keep fucking coming out. They got to keep following you. They got to post up in a new place. They got to pay for a new hotel. They got to pay to move, transport. They got to fucking do all this shit. You're exerting them. And then to the point where it's more, and then you're not even affected by the program anymore. So it's not even fun. It's not even fun for them because they're sociopath, they're narcissistic demons, right? And they feed off of sucking your life force out of you, right? So when they see that this is not, you're not even letting it affect you mentally and spiritually anymore, you're unaffected because you're tapping into God, and you're also showing that you're learning knowledge that is far beyond their reach, and you're becoming an actual serious threat to their establishment, and also having the ability to infiltrate their program and actually gain real intel and information by hacking one of their devices, potentially. Not saying I condone that, or that that's what I'm teaching this for, or that I recommend that you do that because it's against the law, right? But just saying that if you did acquire these skills, you would be able to do that. And that makes you scary to them because now you have a skill and an ability that they don't have. And even if they do have it, they know how serious it is and how powerful it is to have that ability, and it makes you more of a threat to them. They become scared of you, and they actually end up admiring you instead of wanting to destroy you. So it's like, and then they just fuck off. The program goes away, the attacks goes away, the government gets scared because you have the ability to analyze data, document, record data, and also extract data, whether you did that illegally or not, against these entities that are harassing you. You have the ability to actually track them, find them. You could send them a link, they could click it. You know what their IP address is, what phone they're using, where they are, what city, what their exact location, what their ISP, the internet phone provider is, from a link click. You could you could just conquer them. It takes a lot of effort though. So you got to be willing. And if you're not, then you're not going to overcome the program. These are the things that I did to overcome gang stalking.